What's going on, guys? It's Brent from Team Draw Better, and we're back again with another video today. And I recently had a poll for everyone asking what deck profile you guys would like to see next. You guys have spoken, so today we're here with a deck profile for Red Dragon Archfiend. Now, before we get into it, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! So without further ado, we're going to jump straight into it. Now, first things first, starting off with the monsters, we're playing 3 copies of Soul Resonator. Soul Resonator is your best normal summon in the deck, because when this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 level 4 or lower Fiend monster from your deck to your hand except itself, and you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Dark Synchro monsters. Now, also, this card acts as protection too, because if a card you control would be destroyed by card effect while you control Red Dragon Archfiend or a Synchro monster that mentions it, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead, and you can only activate each effect once per turn. So, again, really good normal summon, and it's also protection for any of your cards while you have Red Dragon Archfiend on the field. We're also playing triple Bone Archfiend. Bone Archfiend is nice because it serves as an extender, and it's also what you're mainly going to be searching off of Soul Resonator if you don't already have it in your hand. Because if this card is in your hand or grave, you can send one other card from your hand or field to the grave, special this card, and you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck except Dark Dragon Synchro monsters. Common theme with all these Red Dragon Archfiend cards, they do lock you into Dark Dragon Synchro monsters, but that's a majority of what we're playing in the extra deck. So that's completely fine. And then Archfiend's second effect, it helps you Synchro climb because you can target one face-up monster you control that has a level, send 1 Fiend Tuner from your hand or deck to the grave, and if you do increase or decrease that monster's level by 1, and you can only use each effect once per turn. So again, that's going to help you get to the exact Synchro monster that you want because it's boosting or decreasing the monster's level by 1. And depending on what monster you send, what Fiend Tuner you send to the grave, it can also be an extender because we are playing 2 Vision Resonator. Vision Resonator is really nice because if a level 5 or higher dark monster is on the field, you can special it for free. You can only special it once per turn. And then if this is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 spell or trap that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend. So this is really nice because if you send this off of Bone Archfiend, you get to search a free spell. We're playing 1 Crimson Resonator. Crimson Resonator, same thing. If you control no monsters, you can special this card from your hand. If the only other monster you control is exactly 1 Dark Dragon Synchro monster, you can special up to 2 Resonator monsters from your hand or deck except Crimson Resonator. So really nice extender because you get to special summon 2 Fiend Tuners to help you climb into your higher synchros. So really nice card, really nice extender. And again, another card that locks you into Dark Dragon Synchros. We don't care, that's fine. We're also playing 1 Synchron Resonator. If a Synchro monster is on the field, again, free special summon. And also locks you into Dark... Actually, no, this one does not. I'm sorry. If this is sent from the field or grave, you can target a Resonator in the grave, except itself, and add it to your hand. So this is nice graveyard recursion for your Resonator monsters. Then we're playing triple Stone Sweeper. Stone Sweeper is really nice because you can discard this card and add 1 level 3 or lower Fiend Tuner from your deck to your hand, and you can't special from the extra deck except Fusion or Synchro monsters. We don't care. This is a Synchro deck, so that's perfectly free. It also gets you any one of your Resonator monsters, so it's a really nice card to have. But if there is a card in the field zone as well, you can special it for free, and this can also be used to Synchro summon into your monsters, so that's also a nice little thing because your opponent is more than likely... One of your opponents is at least going to be a Rizio player, so if they're going to have Cross in their field zone, then that's a free special summon. We're playing one Obsessive Oovaloop. Oovaloop is just another way to get to your Synchro monsters easier, because if this is in your hand, you can target a Synchro monster you control or in your grave, banish it, and special summon this card. And the same thing, if this card's in your grave, you can target a Synchro monster you control or in your grave, banish it, and if you do, add it to your hand. So, and you can only use each effect once per turn. So you can special this to Synchro Climb, and you can also add it back from your graveyard to do it again the following turn. So it's a pretty nice card to get into your Synchros. We are playing the Centurion package, so we are playing one Primera and one Trudea. Again, this is just an easier way to get into your Synchros because Primera effect, while it's a continuous trap, Centurion monsters you control can't be destroyed by card effects, level 5 or higher, sorry. You can only use the following effects once per turn. If it's normal or special summon, you can add a Centurion card from deck to hand except itself, and you can't special summon Centurion Primera for the rest of the turn. And then during the main phase, if this is a continuous trap, you can special this card. And Trudea, during your main phase, you can place this card you control on one Centurion monster from your hand or deck, except Trudea, in your spell and trap zones as face-up continuous traps, and you can't special summon Trudea for the rest of the turn. During the main phase, if this is a continuous trap, you can special summon this card, and then you can increase its level by 4. So, again, this really helps you get to whatever Synchro monster you're trying to go for at the time. So that's why I'm running the small Centurion package, just because these cards can be pretty strong, but they also help out a lot. But that's it for the monsters. Now we are going to move on to the spells and traps. So starting off with the spells, we are playing triple Resonator Call. Resonator Call is just an insane card because you can add one Resonator monster from deck to hand. Not once per turn. So if you have all 3 of these in your hand, in your opening hand, they're not bricks. You can just use all 3 to get the exact Resonators that you want. Really nice card. The fact that it's not once per turn is absolutely broken. But moving on, we're playing 2 Crimson Gaia. Crimson Gaia is what you're going to be searching off a Vision Resonator majority of the time. Because during your main phase, you can add 1 Red Dragon Archfiend or 1 card that mentions it from deck to grave to your hand, except itself. And then when your Red Dragon Archfiend declares an attack, you can Book of Moon all monsters your opponent controls. And if a monster on field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Red Dragon Archfiend from your graveyard. So, really strong card. You can run it at 3. I think 2 is okay, but serves as an extender, well, for follow-up as well, for adding any card that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend, and it's also a really strong battle phase effect. I play 1 Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial is just to help get a Vision Resonator in the grave for that added search for a Red Dragon Archfiend card. You could also send Obsessive Oovaloop just to get that card on the field too. We're playing triple Emblema Oath to get to your Centurion monsters or your Centurion cards. We're playing 3 stand-up Centurion just to help Synchro summon a little more consistently, because during your main phase, if this card was activated this turn, you can send 1 card from your hand to the grave, place a Centurion monster from your deck into your spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous trap, and then if a monster is special summoned, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, Synchro summon 1 Synchro monster using monster you control as material, including a Centurion. So this helps Synchro summon a little more consistently, and it's easier to get to the Centurion monsters in the extra deck as well. We're playing 1 Wake Up, just, again, help get to the Synchro monsters that you want to get to easier. And it also helps as recursion, because during your main phase, you can banish this card from your grave, send 1 Centurion card from your deck to the grave, except itself. So you can get your monsters in the grave, and then you can easily add them back. But playing 1 Called By, just to help your plays go through a little bit easier. We're playing triple Droplet. again, just to help your plays go through a little easier, or to help turn off your opponent's board. And then the two other traps we're playing, besides Imperm, we're playing one Red Zone. Red Zone is really nice to have on your end board, because when your opponent activates a card or effect while you control Red Dragon Archfiend or a Synchro monster that mentions it, you can target a card on the field and pop it. So, really nice removal. And you can also target one of your banished Dark Dragon Synchro monsters and special summon it. So, that's also insane. But you can only use each effect once per turn. So, really nice card to have, because if your Synchro monsters somehow get banished, you can just bring them right back. And then we are playing one Red Rain just for more removal, because if you control a level 8 or higher Synchro monster, banish all monsters on the field except monsters with the highest level, and the remaining face-up monsters on the field are unaffected by other card effects except their own until the end of the turn. So you mostly want to be using this alongside your higher Synchro monsters, because it just completely turns off any sort of removal for them because of this card. So that's it for the spells and traps, guys. We're going to move on to the hand traps next. We only play a couple hand traps in this build, but we do play the standard. We play triple Ash and triple Imperm. I feel like these should be in every deck at this point, just because of how good they are. You know, stops your opponent from activating monster effects, and it stops your opponent from touching their deck. But in this build, we are playing triple Droll as well. Just another way to keep your opponent from touching the deck. Yeah, that's it for the hand traps. Now we're going to move on to the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're playing triple Red Rising Dragon. Red Rising Dragon is insane, and it's usually the Synchro monster that you're going to start with to start climbing up higher into your other Synchros, because when this is Synchro Summon, you can target a Resonator in your grave and special summon it, and you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except Dark Dragon Synchro monsters. So again, another thing that locks you into Dark Dragon Synchros. Again, we don't really care. And then you can banish this card from your grave and target 2 level 1 Resonator monsters in your grave, and special summon both. So with this effect, you're mostly going to be targeting Crimson Resonator in grave, because then you get to special summon 2 free Resonators, since this is a Dark Dragon Synchro. Yeah, again, this is the Synchro monster you're going to want to start with to get the rest of your plays going. But moving on, we play one Scarred Dragon Archfiend. Scarred Dragon Archfiend is nice because it becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while in the field or in grave. And then if this is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can special summon one Red Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck, and it's treated as a Synchro summon. And then if this was sent to the grave as Synchro material for a Dark Dragon Synchro, you can destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. So this is really nice for blowing up your opponent's board if you're Synchro climbing. And it also special summons out Red Dragon Archfiend, which we play 2 copies of. Destroying all attack position monsters is pretty nice, because let's say you're playing against Malice. Link monsters can only be in attack position, and if they don't have the main deck monsters on board that the links can point to, they're just going to get destroyed. So that's pretty insane. And then Red Dragon Archfiend, after damage calculation, if this card attacked an opponent's defense position monster, you can destroy all defense position monsters your opponent controls. So pair this with Crimson Gaia, and you're just board wiping your opponent, because Crimson Gaia Book of Moons all your opponent's monsters, and then this just destroys all of them. So really nice pairing. And then once per turn during the end phase, mandatory effect, you destroy all other monsters you control that did not declare an attack, and this must be face up on the field to activate and resolve that effect. Moving on, we play 2 hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Abyss is just nice for some negation, because quick effect, you can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn, and then when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target a tuner in your grave and special summon it in defense. So it also helps with synchro climbing again, but we mostly play 2 just for some negation. We play 1 hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane. You contribute 1 monster and then target a Red Dragon Archfiend monster in your grave and special summon it. So this can help bring back any of your lower synchros as well. And then when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special 2 tuners with the same level from your deck. 1 from your deck and 1 from your grave in defense position. So again, another card for helping to synchro climb. So yeah, that's why we play 1. And then we play 1 Kui Belt just for some added removal, because when it's synchro summon, you can pop a card on the field. And then if this is destroyed, you can target a face-up monster on the field and it can't attack until the end of your opponent's turn. So this can help you live for a turn as well. We play 1 Trishula. Trishula is nice because when it's synchro summon, you can banish 1 card each from your opponent's hand, field, and grave. So the 1 from hand is random. So you don't get to decide that one, unfortunately. But you can banish a card on the field and engrave. So if they have a Fiendsmith Engraver in graveyard, you know that's going. And then any card on the field that's causing you headaches, you can get rid of as well. But just another nice removal card. Again, we do play Centurions, so we play 1 Auxila and 1 Legatia. Auxila, face-up cards in your spell and trap zone can't be destroyed by card effects. So this, not only will this help protect your Centurions, but it also protects Crimson Gaia and your red zone. So this is really nice to have. And then if this is special summon, you can add a Centurion card from deck to hand, and during the end phase, you can place 1 of your non-synchro Centurion monsters that is banished during your graveyard in your spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous trap. So both of these are going to help recur your Centurion monsters back to the spell and trap zone. So that's a really nice effect. And then Legatia, monsters with 2,000 or less attack can't be destroyed by battle. And if this card is special summoned, you can draw a card and then destroy the monster your opponent controls with the highest attack, your choice if it's tied. And then during the end phase, same thing. You can place 1 non-synchro Centurion monster from your hand or grave in your spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous trap. And then the 2 other monsters you want to play would be Bestial Dispatter. I currently don't have these cards right now because I'm loaning them to a friend to try out in Blue Eyes, just for Blue Eyes testing, because not necessarily Dispatter, but the other one. Dispatter we play just for some more negation, because it can recur any of your banished dark monsters, but we also play 1 Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon is nice because it helps you essentially cheat out another synchro monster. So, again, I don't have these cards currently, but I am going to have them showcased here so you guys can see. But that's going to be it for the deck profile, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I was kind of excited to do this because Red Dragon Archfiend is just like a classic deck. Everybody loves it typically just because of how fun it is to play. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See ya.